Live from Landing Zone Studios, this is NOLA Famous. I'm Tatum, Gardner, and I'm joined by my always fabulous co-host, Terrance Osborne. Happy almost Mardi Gras, Terrance.
I know, Tatum, I know. We're here. Happy Mardi Gras.
So excited.
Yes. So today we have in the studio a man who has sold over 2 million copies of his magazine. Can you believe that?
I can't.
A magazine that we call the Bible of Mardi Gras. Of course, we all know him, Mr. Mardi Gras Guide himself, Arthur Hardy. Welcome, Art. Can
so happy, Art? So sure. I'm just so happy to be here.
Oh, we're so excited. You
Yeah.
make this official. I mean, I feel like this is like I'm crowning the king of breakfast.
Oh, come on. Listen, I don't take any of this stuff seriously. This is fun. It's make-believe, and I'm happy to be a part of it. It sure beats working for a living.
That's right.
Oh, I love that.
I love it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw you the other day. So how you came to be sitting here is because we were all at the mayor's ball.
Right.
And I'm yanking on my husband's tuxedo. I'm like, oh my God, that's Arthur Hardy.
Oh,
I was
come on
starstruck.
now.
I'm like,
Whoop-de-doo.
I wonder if he'd come on the show.
Of course I will. And here I am.
Yeah, I know. Well, we have to talk about these covers. I mean,
Yeah.
these covers are gorgeous.
Thank you. And that's great high praise from you as a wonderful artist yourself.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I might have some, secret reasons for asking about the covers, but we'll get into that. But so, this cover, this is the 43rd edition.
Right.
And I mean, that's a long time to be in the game.
Yep,
right?
and you run out of ideas. But I have a fabulous art director, David Johnson, who's been with us since 1991. And each year he comes up with something new. In 2018, we had a Ain't There No More cover with about 20 buildings on Canal Street the buildings are there, but they're no longer Maison Blanche and D.H. homes. And I don't know, 15 or 18 New Orleans iconic characters. The great McNutt, Vargas, people like that, Fats Domino.
I saw that. Mr. Bingle was on there too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And that was fun. And I said, David, what are we going to do next year, meaning this one? He said, I have no idea.
You're going to top that, right?
And then we said, well, let's go in a different direction. And he came up with an idea of a pinball machine, and that's what the cover is. And it's kind of fun, a lot of information, a lot of art there. But most of it has to be fun, and I think this is.
Yeah, I didn't recognize that it was a pinball machine until a little bit later. I was just enjoying the artwork.
Yeah.
And I realized there's that ball and what do you call
little flippers?
Little
flippers
flippers.
and all. It's a pinball
And
machine.
it's actually informative. 600 bands, 2,000 dancers, 100 balls, 1,200 floats, 60 parades. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, but it's kind of a neat way to illustrate those points of just how big Mardi Gras is. And, when we say like 600 bands, we all know that like St. Aug might march in 12 parades, so they're being counted 12 times.
Right.
But if you totaled them all up, that's about what you'd come with if you did all the parades and all the parishes. And same thing with floats. Some of them are used more than once. But I think Mardi Gras is probably the biggest celebration of its kind in the world when you realize how many different people participate over the season. And the official season is 12 days. But we know that a month before Mardi Gras now, there are events that are happening.
Definitely.
It's just grown so much. And that's one of the reasons our magazine started in 1977. When I was a kid, there were like 9 parades, and you knew where they were, when they were. By the mid-'70s, you had like 50 parades. And if you wanted to know what was happening, you had to buy a paper that morning. Well, what if I want to know what's happening next week?
Well, yeah.
Well, you got to wait till next week.
Mardi Gras takes some planning.
Yeah, so we said, hey, you need a program to tell who the players are, so let's start one. And that was how the Mardi Gras Guide was born.
Started.
Yeah, you have TV Guide, why not Mardi Gras Guide? So it's a simple idea. But it wasn't simple to produce, and it still isn't simple.
Well, it's grown
course not,
so much. It's beautiful. I mean, do you have like a framed picture of every cover somewhere?
Not framed, but we have a few copies from each year. And of course, we save those, and we sell some if we have a lot. A lot of people lost their collections after Katrina, so I've been able to fill in where we have some issues. We only have like 6. Well, I'm not going to let those go, but. It's been a good business.
So was there a time when, in the 43 years, that the magazine, you thought, maybe we're not going to do it this year? Was it
the first year? The first year we did 5,000 copies and sold 1,500, and we foolishly burned the rest of them.
Why?
And now, get a couple $100 a piece for them. You can find. And then
wait, you physically burned them?
Yeah, what does it do? 3,500 magazines.
Because you're thinking like they're never going to sell.
Yeah, so it was last year's calendar.
Right.
So we decided let's just stick with it one more year. So in 1978, we did a new magazine, 5,000 copies, and we sold all of them. Said, maybe I'm on to something. 1979, we did 10,000 copies, and that was the year of the police strike. Mardi Gras was canceled, so my business was back in the toilet. So I think it took us about 5 years to break even. Yeah. My wife likes to say we were more stubborn than smart.
Paid off.
Well, in time, but it was hardly an overnight. Well, it was critically a success, but nobody was buying it.
Yeah.
So it took a while, but and we've had ups and downs through the years, but generally up, and we're very, very happy to be where we are.
That's amazing. How do you think Mardi Gras has changed in general in the 43 years since you've been covering?
Oh, it's gotten better.
Better.
More diversified,
Yes.
and not just racially, but socioeconomically. Now there's something almost anybody can afford to participate in. You might not be able to join Rex or Bacchus, but maybe Chewbacca's or Crew de Vue or one of these new walking parades.
Right.
It's the greatest free show on earth.
That's
It
right.
is. It absolutely is. And when I do speeches around the country, I always open with, "Hey, I'm Arthur Hardy. I'm from New Orleans, and if you die of old age, it's your own fault." People go, "What?" I said, "Well, it's true. Yeah, we know how to party here."
Yeah.
But I use the analogy of what we do here. If you went to New York and you wanted to go see a play on Broadway, and you were just reaching in your pocket to buy your ticket, and the actors came off the stage and said, "No, it's on me, pal. Come on in. Free show. And don't leave. We got free gifts for you to take home."
Wow.
Yeah.
You'd go, "What?
Yeah.
Nobody does a free show and I get free gifts?" And that's what we do.
Yes.
But think about that. Makes no economic sense.
But it's
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a free show and some gifts. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's one of the things that have definitely changed the throws.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
no, I look around at parades and beads are on the ground. I mean, that has definitely transformed. People want the stuffed
We've become
animals.
jaded.
the
Oh,
boas.
yeah. I don't want just anything. I want those three things.
What's your favorite throw?
Well, and it's not a throw; it's a handout. The Zulu coconut. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's prime. And the Muse's shoe, the purse from Nick's. I mean, those crew signature items that are in a way they're one of a kind. I mean, there may be 1,000 of them, but they're all different.
Yes.
And it's special.
It is special. What Muses is tonight, and so they give out the shoes. And I think we should probably mention that the parades are rolling a little bit earlier.
30 minutes earlier.
30 minutes
to
earlier,
try to
so
beat
5
the rain.
o'clock, right?
Yep, 5 o'clock for
Okay.
Babylon, then Chaos, and then Muses.
Traditional Uptown Road.
Yep.
Well, speaking of throws, I mean, it's a funny story. I'm almost embarrassed to tell it, but I was riding Zulu, and I had my son with me. Well, I had decorated about 50 coconuts, and of course, that's not enough if you've ever ridden. Yeah, and so I painted them up. They were gorgeous. Everyone's asking for them. Probably about halfway through the parade, I was done with all the coconuts except one. And there was this old lady, holding a sign that said, "Terrance Osborne, can you put your nuts in my hand?" I had to give her that. I gave her that one. She was too
funny.
cute. Oh my God. So many stories.
Yeah, you can't say. How do you say no to that?
No,
I know.
Oh, the signs that people hold up to try to get you to throw something, cancer patient. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Veteran.
Yeah,
Right.
I've got a friend who rents a wheelchair.
What is the craziest thing you've seen? Craziest thing you've seen at Mardi Gras?
I really have to think about that. A crazy thing that happened, I know of a woman who, when she was throwing throws, her diamond wedding ring flew off, and she got it back.
What?
She got it back. Yeah.
Love our city.
Yeah. Somebody caught it, realized it, ran after it, and she didn't know.
Well, that's sweet. Wow.
Missed it. You missing anything, madam? Oh my God.
Okay, ladies, do not ride with your wedding ring on. Come on. That's just like Muses 101. Take your wedding ring off.
I think so.
What's the craziest thing you've done?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Oh, yes, you
Oh,
can.
no, I can't.
Oh, yeah. Everything's possible.
Terrance,
on the
give her a
show,
shot
yeah.
at tequila.
No, I don't think so. My family might be listening.
What's your favorite Mardi Gras tradition? Is there anything that you do or that?
To me, it's the parades are the thing. I go to balls, but not that many of them. Mainly because of my schedule. I have to rest.
Yeah.
a lot of media commitments. But I'm a street guy. I like to go to the parades, and I'm limited to what I can do because I'm locked down with some of my media obligations at one parade, so I can't see 6 others at night, which I would if I was just running the streets. But the parades, I mean, the people, I work in television, but parades are not really good television because the parades aren't. The experience isn't just what's in front of you, the floats.
Right.
It's 360.
It is.
It's everything behind you, around you, the smells, the sounds. It's a multi-layered experience more than just visual.
Yes.
You cannot appreciate it or even explain it. How do you explain to somebody what Mardi Gras is? You can't. They have to be here.
I try, and people think I work for the Chamber of Commerce because I say I can't explain it. You need to come see it. Yeah, right. But you do.
Yeah.
And once you do, we can't get rid of them. Some people just move here and stay.
Yeah. I guess that's like Louis Armstrong said that if you can't understand jazz, I can't explain it to you.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's the same thing with Mardi Gras.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah, we try, but it has to be experienced. And I used to book a lot of high school bands into Mardi Gras parades, and I still run the Rex Band contest parade. I say I run it. I hire the judges. I don't get the bands, but it was always a tough sell to get a band to come to Mardi Gras because Grandma was worried, oh, Julie's going to see naked people, all this stuff. And once you get them here, they want to know when can we come back.
Right.
It's an easy sell once they experience it.
Yes.
But if you don't know, you think, oh, it's all this.
Well, because that's a very small part of it, and it's kind of, limited to the French Quarter. It's not like everybody's showing their boobs. It's not like everything's X-rated. Exactly.
It's the French Quarter, and even that has calmed down a bit.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as raw as it used to be. And I think there are 2 reasons for that. One is internet porn. No, seriously, how excited can you get by bare breasts when you can see, all kind of stuff.
Right.
And then the other is the advent of cell phones and cameras where, if it used to be maybe
true.
nobody back home would see you, but now, man, you show them and you got 300 people taking pictures and instantly posting them.
Oh, yeah.
Live feeds on Facebook. So
I
think people who used to get a little out of control are thinking, maybe not,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll be missed. I mean, it's tradition, but
it's more of a spring
there's other
break
stuff we can
tradition,
do.
though, really, Terrance. What does it really have to do with Mardi Gras?
Yeah,
right, because you're showing your boobs, and the woman next to you who's not with 3 kids is getting bigger beads than you.
Yeah.
Put them away.
Exactly.
Go figure.
So if somebody is a first timer, what would you tell them is a must?
Oh, go buy a Mardi Gras guide.
That's right.
Or maybe 10 or 12. Yeah.
That goes without saying. I mean, you have to get the Mardi Gras guide.
No, but seriously, well, first of all, you tell them plan to have a good time. Leave your jewelry at home. Pickpockets come to town. It's not locals doing that. I hope not. But dress comfortably. A bathroom is one of the hardest things to plan for, but you need to know that you're not going to have easy accommodations there. And, simple things, comfortable shoes, and just plan to have a good time. And once they get through that first parade, they pretty well get it. You become a veteran quickly.
So the magazine, what would you say is like the core reason why you even got started with the magazine?
Money.
Okay.
My wife and I were high school teachers, and we weren't making a lot of money. We said, what can we do to earn some extra money?
So family business. Then.
Yeah, and I said, well, what do we know a lot about? And that was barrooms of New Orleans. I was an expert on barrooms of New Orleans.
All right.
So you spent your time there?
Yeah. I mean, in the 60s and 70s, I was in.
You need to check out this book that we interviewed,
I see
right?
that book.
Local
That's
Spirits. We just had the author and photographer in here last week. I'm going to let
that
you
may
take
be
that
the
copy
book
with you.
I was going to write. And,
that's nice.
And seriously, we had about 100 different bars that we had photographs of, little history on. There are more neighborhood bars here than anywhere. And that was going to be the book. And we both taught in the Catholic school system, so we were going to make a loan from the Archdiocese Credit Union. And I got to thinking, I wonder if Father Jones is going to lend me money for a bar book. And what else could we do? So we started thinking about, well, what is there a need for? And this was a need, and we said, well, what do we know about this? Not much. But I was a high school band director, so I had some contacts in some of the parades, and that's how it started. And as I said, it started very slowly.
Oh, wow. So high school band director where?
Brother Martin High School.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Look
Okay.
at that. Yeah. That's
And
the route.
I still miss it. Good, wonderful school. I taught there for 17 years. I taught in the
Really?
public schools before that. And my wife taught all over the place. She was at De La Salle when we started the magazine.
Yeah, my kids are at De La Salle.
Good school.
So yeah, it's a great school. Did you go to Brother Martin? And
No,
then start
I'm a
teaching?
Warren Easton High School boy.
Oh, Warren
I'm on
Easton, yeah.
our board of directors over there, and that's a charter school. 100% graduation, 7 years in a row. Thank you very much.
Wow.
2,600 kids applied for 250 spots. So it's really, this is a school that Sandra Bullock adopted after Katrina.
Oh,
And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so I'm still very active over there. And public education is very, very important. I mean,
It is.
that's the solution to crime, poverty, prejudice,
Yes.
Educated people have a better chance of acting properly than uneducated.
You're absolutely
you know.
right. Yeah.
And it can't be just the Catholic schools. They're wonderful. Our children went to Catholic schools. My son taught the Catholic. I love that. But the public school side is equally as important.
Yes.
And different missions, but
Yes.
a very important one. And I spent a lot of time over there. And
How many kids do you have?
two, I have a son who's 36, and he's an FBI agent in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
And a daughter who works at the Nobel Institute in Oslo, Norway.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
She married a Viking
A Viking.
because.
Did they ever come back from Mardi Gras?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And because she told me, Dad, there's nobody in North America good enough for me. So
Ooh,
no, she didn't say
see?
that. I asked her, you can't find somebody from Chalmette.
Yeah. Chalmette.
What's wrong with Chalmette?
Nice Chalmette boy. He's
Yeah,
gotta
come
catch
on, come on.
beads. I mean, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well,
So,
you know.
so do you have grandkids yet?
Oh, not yet.
Not yet?
That's in the works, we think, but I don't want to be one of those pushy, when am I going to have grandkids?
Oh,
So
yeah,
we haven't
yeah.
said that yet, but we thought it.
Yeah, yeah. So when's the last time you went to a parade? I know you have everything that you're doing, but like,
Well, I
actually
mean, this week, I've been to parades. I work for Fox 8, so we do some live shots at the start of parades.
Well, I don't mean work. I mean like going
Just
to
been to
you.
a parade,
Just no one
enjoy it.
knows. you, you know?
I did some of that when I wasn't working. These last couple of weeks, we did the New Crew Boheme. We did Petite Rex, Chewbacca's.
Yeah.
Did a couple of parades in Slidell that I had not seen, and I was off the clock, so I
Yeah.
really could just sit down with my chair
Nice.
and watch.
So you don't go to the grandstands, like you'll just go and just
No,
be part of the
I want to be a
crowd
regular
and-
person. But what happens, and I don't take any of this seasonal celebrity foolishness seriously, because after Mardi Gras, nobody cares, But it's if I wanted to catch stuff, it'd be good because a lot of people will recognize me. But I don't want to catch stuff. I want to see things.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and people, and they start throwing stuff, and you have to really protect yourself. And
Yes.
they mean to honor you by giving you stuff, but you get hit in the head,
Oh, yeah.
So I try to kind of be incognito and get back so I really can observe things without being noticed. I mean,
Yes.
it's not a big deal, but it's flattering. But at the same time, I just want to watch.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I don't need any more
But I
beads.
have
you might-
enough.
I have
of
enough
beads. I have enough
You might need a mask or something.
Well, I hadn't thought of that.
What about doubloons? They kind of went away, but I feel like they might be making a little bit of a
They
comeback.
they are, and I think it's because of these they call them cutout doubloons. That I don't really think they're doubloons. Doubloon collectors do because they're the would fit within a doubloon holder if you have those books that you save. But they're just like I think Nick's had purses, so it's a stamped metal purse. So it's not shaped like a round coin; it's a purse. And there's about 20 different crews doing that now. And it's kind of neat.
It's a new wave.
Yeah, it really is, and it's created some interest. So I think it's cool.
I mean, the shoes, the
Oh,
purses,
yeah.
how far they have come. I mean, I have a purse, I don't even know what year it is, and it's cute.
Mm-hmm.
But then the purses that you are catching today, that people, you could sell these things at Saks. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
I know.
gorgeous.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
It's like artwork in every shoe, in every purse.
Handmade. Yeah,
Yes.
of course, it's artwork.
The
for
amount
sure.
of time
Yeah.
that people put into these things. It's
I have
incredible.
something that you could use better than me. Somebody gave me an embroidered bra. With,
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was a Bosom Buddies or some crew. I don't know. It had my name on it, Arthur on one
Oh.
side and Hardy on the other.
But you didn't get that to your wife?
Yeah, I know.
I tell you what, we would hang it in here proudly.
Oh yeah.
Only in Mardi Gras.
So is that your best? Is that your best catch?
What was handed to me, maybe it was the most unique one, that's for
Okay,
sure.
yeah.
But I can't do anything with it, so or the purse for that matter.
Do you have something that you absolutely will never part with, and you frame it or?
Oh,
hang
I
it?
do, but they're not throws. I have a Mardi Gras memorabilia collection dating back to 1858.
Oh my!
And I have some items that I'll leave in my will for our children,
Right.
but would never sell. You know,
Well, where'd you get that though? I mean, 1888. You weren't around.
58,
Is that the
1858.
first year of parades?
It was the second Comus Ball in
Okay.
1858. It's the program from it, and I collect mostly Rex memorabilia. Each year, the male riders are given what's called a ducal badge that you wear, and I have the first one, 1874, and I've been offered a lot of money for it, but I wouldn't sell it because how many of those are still around?
Well, how much
Yeah.
money, if you don't mind?
Well, let's just say 6 figures.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a little bitty piece of metal.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
But that just goes back to so much history. I mean, people think Mardi Gras it's tied to religion,
Yeah.
carnival season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just a history
Yeah,
involved
yeah.
in Mardi Gras.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
So,
Now let's talk about the Lee Circle, how they're going to rename it Mardi Gras Circle.
Well, I
I'm all
proposed,
for it.
I proposed that, and it hasn't gone anywhere. So who knows? That'll do something with it.
Yeah,
Really?
well, Mardi Gras Circle, I don't think there's anybody who could
How could you be
deny.
against it?
yeah.
It brings people together,
Yes.
and parades have been passing there since before it was Lee Circle.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem if you name it with a person after a person, if you do Fats Domino, then why not Alan Toussaint? If you do, a chef, then why not?
Right.
Well, Mardi Gras is universal,
Yes.
So I hope
I like
maybe,
that.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's something that brings everybody together, something that everybody can agree on.
It's like a holiday.
Yeah, it is. It's like a holiday. I think that's a great idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I think the only arguments during Mardi Gras is what is your opinion on like etiquette, spot etiquette? Like if somebody shows up at 6 a.m, they're there all day, their ladders are there, they've kind of staked their spot, and right before the parade, somebody just comes and swoops in front of them.
Yeah, that's not cool. That
Okay.
really isn't. But we don't sell tickets, so it's general admission seating. But it ought to be first
Exactly.
come, first serve.
Yeah.
So if you're there
Yes.
first, that's not right.
So it's like an unspoken frown upon rule.
I think it is.
Yeah, Mardi Gras etiquette. If somebody's
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
stand behind them, first come, first serve.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah. Have you done an article of the list of rules that people would generally agree
That's
with?
a good idea,
Yeah.
Terrance. No, I haven't. That's a good idea. Maybe
Yeah.
you should write that for me next year.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
maybe
could.
so.
Yeah.
Terrance did an article. Did you see like the barks? So he did the
Oh,
art
yeah.
for the barks. He's actually in this magazine.
I know that.
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's towards the front. It's a beautiful ad.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I did the artwork, but I didn't
His
design
shirt
the ad.
has, yeah.
Yeah, it
I
has the
see
image on
that.
it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
Yep.
Show
pretty
the camera,
good. Yeah.
Terrance.
Yeah.
How's
Yeah,
about
camera,
that
Yes, of course.
product placement? Huh?
and then there are posters in here too. There's an article about
Yes, Andrea
traditional
Mastrata,
posters.
who's a heck of a post artist herself, did a little story on the history of posters, and it's pretty
So
cool.
she did that article.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, she's a pretty prolific artist. She's been around for
Yeah,
a minute.
Yeah, about 35 years, I think, and she's from New Jersey, but has kind of adopted New Orleans as a hometown and a second hometown.
Yes, yes. So she's done these posters of like women, mostly in Mardi Gras dress, right?
Yes, uh-huh. Mhm.
She's kind of famous for that, and so she writes articles. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, no, she's a good writer and a good gal. We've been doing some business together since, I guess, the 80s. And that's one of the joys of this business, the people you meet.
Right.
Yes. Of course.
There's this, how can you be involved in Mardi Gras and not be creative and have some kindness in your heart? I mean, it's a business and all, but most people I've run into, really been just neat. And they connect on a different level than just business.
Yes,
And
yeah.
that's kind of nice.
Well, I think that's part of the spirit of the people in the city here. Mardi Gras had to be here because we think of one another as family.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why it's no problem if you're walking down the street, a local will speak to you.
That's
And I remember growing up in my neighborhoods because we moved around a lot, but in every neighborhood that I went to, you couldn't walk more than 2 blocks without somebody looking outside their front door and saying, "Hey, baby, how you doing?"
Exactly.
You know.
And the other thing we do here, and I have to be careful when I travel because I do this all the time, we touch.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
and I don't mean just hug.
Yes.
We touch strangers.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
man,
our thing.
Talking,
how you doing?
having
How you doing,
fun.
partner? And your hands on the guy's shoulder. And,
yeah.
and someplace else they look at you like, get your hand off my shoulder,
a New
man. I don't-
Orleans
You
thing.
can't
I don't
do
know
that.
you.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm from New Orleans, and this is what we.
Yeah,
what we do.
We're loving. Right up until high school, I thought every place was like New Orleans. And when I started traveling, I'm like, man, it's boring everywhere else. You know?
Yeah,
But
and
just
no,
cold,
no,
unfriendly.
no eye contact.
No.
It's
Yeah,
just,
what is that?
Hey, man,
Yeah,
how you
what
doing,
is
babe?
that?
Baby. I mean, really.
But my husband doesn't like New York for that reason.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, it's so cold, and
Yeah.
everybody's just on a mission. They're just walking 50 miles down the street.
Yeah.
Nobody says hello. Nobody, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's more of a cultural difference. I mean, we could be critical about them because we're so loving here, but
Yeah.
but I think that's just they communicate differently,
Right.
and maybe you have to be in their circle for them to be to embrace you in that way.
Yeah.
But we're just open here.
We're different.
We're different.
I visited my daughter and our daughter in Oslo last summer, and incredibly beautiful, very clean place. But I noticed that the lack of eye contact, and I immediately said, these people are kind of unfriendly. And she said, no, they aren't. Just engage them.
Yeah.
And it's, excuse me, could you help me? Oh, sure, where you going? Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'll walk you. I mean, but you have to engage first. Even the family, her new in-laws, when you first meet, there can be a small embrace or something. But like every day when we get together, do a little hug. You don't do that.
They don't do
we
that.
do that in the beginning. We do that at the end, in between. Good morning, but there's no physical exchange.
Yeah.
Which took a little getting used to for me because
Right.
I'm from New Orleans, darling.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's strange to us because people mind their business everywhere else. We mind everybody's business.
You're right about that, Terrance.
Where did you grow up? What neighborhood did you grow up in?
Mid-city.
Mid-City.
Although there was a short period of time when my father lost his job when I was about 6, and we lived not far from here in the St. Thomas Housing Project.
Okay.
So I can proudly say I come out the project.
St. Thomas, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Let's go back to some Mardi Gras questions.
Mm-hmm.
We won't ask you where your favorite king cake is from, obviously. We won't put you on the spot like
Good.
that. But
So what is
filled
it?
or not filled?
Well, no, not Phil. Well,
Not filled.
let me just say, Haydell's Bakery buys 17,000 copies of the magazine and ships it nationwide.
Oh.
So who do you think?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, everything
Okay,
there is good.
Even if they didn't do that, their cakes are
No,
delicious.
they are good. They're really.
Right.
But there's no best of anything. There's
No.
so many different kinds and shapes and varieties, and I don't know how you can this contest the best.
Yeah, that's-
best
Yeah.
po' boy. I mean, I got 20 different places I eat po' boys at, and they're all good.
Yes, yeah.
What's your favorite kind of po' boy?
Oh, roast beef.
Roast
roast beef dressed. Still light on the mayo, but yeah.
Light
absolutely,
on the mayo,
yeah.
but heavy on the gravy?
On the gravy.
Sloppy the better.
And Parkway has to be, if not the top, near the top, and not just because they advertise with me. It's just a great sandwich.
We'll
Great
have
people.
a roast beef po' boy next time you come.
Hey, that's
Sure.
fine. That's good.
We'd love to have you back. I know you
Yes.
have to leave. You have such a busy schedule.
I
But
do.
Just one more question. After Mardi Gras, do you take a long, relaxing vacation
Oh, hell
somewhere?
no.
No?
It takes at least until Easter for us to put it away, get paid, collect magazines that didn't sell, because some of our magazines are on consignment. So it takes a while. And then we slow down a little bit, but we've already started on next year's magazine. I mean, it's become a year-round business. But I'm not complaining. I mean, we've been so incredibly blessed to be doing something we enjoy, and you feel like you're making somewhat of a contribution. I mean, I know it's just Mardi Gras, but still, I think we're contributing to the product
Yes.
in some way that I hope is significant.
So
And-
my last question is, how do you choose your artist for the cover?
Oh, it's always my art director, David
Okay,
Johnson.
so he does-
until he dies.
So he does. It's a different artist every time.
No,
right?
same artist, and he does the entire magazine. He does all of our books and everything.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So he's the art director.
Yep,
and
he does it all.
Does the artwork.
and the cover, yeah.
Oh, look at that,
and
yeah.
I've been with us since '91, and he's a Warren Easton boy too, so we've got that going for us.
Yeah. I went to Easton for 10th grade actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's doing a great job on this.
Thank
He's a
you. Were you there
beautiful
for an entire year?
I was there half a year.
Half a year. You're almost eligible as a Hall of Fame member. We'll have to talk to you about that.
I think you can bend some rules for Terrance. I mean, he's like the picture of NOLA famous. I'm glad
Yeah, I
to
know.
to him every time.
I'll take it. Yes.
Yeah.
So we can't thank you enough
Oh, my
for
pleasure.
taking time
Let's do it again
out of
next
your
year. Yeah.
busy
Yes,
schedule. We
this is cool.
appreciated having you. I know I stalked you a little bit to get you here, so thank you.
I'm very happy to be here, and my best to both of you, and happy Mardi Gras.
Happy
Yes.
Mardi Gras.
NOLA famous.